I'm here with Mathew Stein, and oh my golly gosh, he's got a spicy one for us. Mathew, this is your second Mythic Championship, and you were telling me a little bit before that there's a little secret kind of community that's built around the deck that you've brought this time around, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So someone by the name of Sungjin An top-aided a GP with a similar version of this deck, which is Bring to Light Scapeshift. And so back then I used to play 4 Remand, 4 Cryptic Command. It's a little bit slower, but nowadays, like in Modern, it's really fast. Like counterspells aren't going to really keep you alive. So deck kind of went away for a while, didn't really hear about it. But recently though, with Modern Horizons and War of the Spark, new inclusions, this deck now got a lot of new pieces. He built a new version of the deck, gave it to Cyrus Cormagill, a streamer people know about. And then, I started picking it up. Posted on Twitter, 5-0, played another league, 10-0'd, 15-0.
Yeah.
They saw that, got me involved in the group chat, and we've been discussing it since.
Well, let's have a look at exactly what's going on with this list. People will be familiar with Scapeshift. We're calling this one Snow Shift, or you suggested Snake Shift as well, because we've got a couple of snaky boys up in here as well. Secura Tribe Elder is, of course, a mainstay of Scapeshift, as is Search for Tomorrow, but Icefang Coatl, Mathew, tell us about this card.
Yeah, so this card is basically making it so we shift the mana base to Snowlands, just because having basically a flash Baleful Strix is really powerful in Modern. Not only that, it also draws you a card, which this is a critical mass deck, so you really need to have not only interaction, but also lands. And so being able to draw more lands and not dying in the early turns, really, really awesome addition.
There are a lot of big dumb idiots in Modern, and there are also a lot of creatures that are also big and dumb. And this creature, this will clean them all up real easy.
Yeah, and also something to note is that for Snake Shift, for Scapeshift, basically the earliest that you can kill if you have 7 lands is you can deal 18 damage. You get a Valakut and 6 mountains. It's 18, but you have to go to 8 lands if you want to deal 36. You get 2 Valakuts or more. So actually, the 2 snakes here, they actually attack. So you actually want to, if you're playing against a deck like Tron or something that isn't playing fetch lands or shock lands, you want to attack them with these 2, get them down to 18, and then you can combo 1 turn earlier.
Well, let's have a look at some of the payoff cards here as well, because we've got Scapeshift, of course, is the name of the game here like this. Bring to Light is a bit of an old card from Battle for Zendikar, but this is the marquee card of the deck. So talk to us a little bit about this before we get on to Teferi here.
So Bring to Light, basically there's been Titan Shift decks in the past where they focus more on Primeval Titan and Scapeshift. They're just red-green. And so what Bring to Light lets you do is you play more colors, which gives you access to more answers, more kind of really good singletons that you can play. And then it also finds you your win con at any point in the game. So basically it lets us play 6 copies of a card that's going to win the game, because if you draw Bring to Light, you get Scapeshift and you're going to win. But also if you draw multiple copies, you can actually use them to bridge you to the late game, so you can play another one and then kill your opponent with it.
We're going to see a bunch of the one-ofs, of course, that Mathew's brought to bear this weekend. But I want to talk to you about Teferi, a critical piece. We've seen only last weekend the combination of Teferi and Scapeshift in Standard, and in Modern they're doing great work as well.
Yeah, so Teferi is really cool because not only does it let you, bounce a creature or anything that's bothering you, a chalice, draw a card, but also if you tick up, you can actually play sorceries on your opponent's turn. So you can Bring to Light on their turn, and just, again, another card like Coatl that keeps you alive while also draws you cards. So it cycles itself while giving you time, and that's enough that basically bridge you to 7 lands so you can kill them.
And I know you're not too worried about counterspells these days, but making the Scapeshift, making the Bring to Light uncounterable a huge deal in the right matchups, right? Yeah. Let's have a look at the one-offs. We've got a lot of them to get through. We're going to have to whiz through them here. Okay. What is this? What is it? Did you first pick this in a draft and I have to play it, I have to get some value out of this card? What is going on? Drawn from Dreams, mate. Okay,
so first, in the different iterations of this version, we've tried Jace the Mind Sculptor, tried Cryptic Command, Search for Escanta, but
you're like, all these cards, they're just too good.
They're all too good. Now, if you could Bring to Light for Planeswalkers, Jace would be insane. Okay. But I basically wanted a card that, let's say I have 5 mana and not too much else going on. I wanted a card that I could Bring to Light for, and it would kind of gas me back up. So what the Drawn from Dreams does is if you just want to Bring to Light for just a payoff or something that'll dig you deeper, this can find you a second Bring to Light plus something else. So it could be a land, if you want to go from 6 to 7 to Bring to Light, or even if you draw it, it's never a bad card to draw, because it can, again, find you Bring to Lights or just just, whatever answer you need.
I mean, look, I'm teasing you about it, but at the end of the day, like, it is dig through time,
yes.
4 mana, cast at instant speed a lot of the time with Teferi as well, and so it seems like an actual pretty on-point inclusion. It's just, I did not expect to be interviewing someone about this card at Mythic Championship here. It is wild, man.
And you could also play it on turn 3 if you have any ramp, so yeah, really sick card.
A couple of other one-offs as well. Ojutai's Command, another blast from the past there, really good with the snakes.
Yeah, really good with the snakes, also good with Snapcaster, which, again, just another creature, keeps you alive, can flashback anything. And I want to talk about this card because this is a card that, haven't really seen a lot of play in Modern, but just being able to turn 3, Stone Rain your opponent, get a land.
Love it.
Really sick.
Beautiful. Love to see it. A couple more one-ups as well to have a look at here, so let's continue to rip through them. Next up, we've got some of the more interactive spells. I know that you've chosen to play some sweepers here, and again, with Bring to Light, you're playing basically 5 copies of each of these cards, right?
Exactly. So Bring to Light on 5, it can get you either Verdict or Anger. I wanted to play both just because they have different uses. Anger is really good against Phoenixes. And also against Hogak, if they just have a bunch of Vengevines, you can exile them. Whereas Verdict is just, you need a clean answer to anything. If they flip a thing in the ice, Eldrazi's, whatever, humans, Verdict is great.
A couple of other interactive spells as well to get across as we rip through this Snowshift deck tech. We've got Path, we've got Bolt, and Remand as well. You can see them on the screen here. This is a very traditional interactive suite for Modern. Yeah,
so unfortunately, if we couldn't play like 1 mana cards that don't really help the game plan, we wouldn't, but you need to interact early. It's Modern. So Bolt, again, can kill creatures, can kill planeswalkers, but can also bolt your opponent, get them to 17. You can kill them 1 turn faster. Path, again, you want to exile Hogak, but you can actually exile your own Coatls, and you can actually ramp with it. So this is actually a ramp spell too. So both of them have kind of hidden purposes, but while also interacting. And then Remand, again, just a card that it's not as good in today's Modern because of how fast everything is, but it's always good to have, and again, draws you a card, slows them down. Basically trying to time walk our opponent as much as we can.
Seems good. We can move on now to the lands and have a look at what's going on here. Pretty basic mana base, you would think at this stage. We are playing Bant with a very light red splash. I know you got like, 12 red sources or something?
Yeah.
So cool. I mean, that's one way to build a mana base, but I mean, this is how we have to do it, right? You need the critical number of mountains to get the most out of Valakut, and it's not just the mountains here, of course. It's Steam Vents, Stomping Grounds, what have you, and a 4-color mana base can be kind of painful here, but you've still got a lot of basics.
It's definitely painful. It's good that we have a lot of basics because of Search for Tomorrow and Sakura Tribe Elder, or Steve, lets you get basics. Something to note is actually, we're only playing 10 mountains. If you draw more than 6, you can't actually Valakut Scapeshift to get 6 in play because you don't have that many, but you can leave some number of mountains in play and you can get the rest of them in your deck. So even if you draw like 6, 7 mountains, you still have a lot of damage because you can get 2 Valakuts and then 4 mountains, or 2 Valakuts, 3 mountains, and hit your opponent for a lot. So it is a bit painful to run this mana base, but it's been pretty consistent, especially with as much land search we have. So it's been pretty great.
Well, I tell you what, this deck is absolutely bananas, and I can't wait to see how well it goes across this weekend. Matt, thanks so much for joining us, and
thank you for having me.
To see you late into Mythic Championship here at Barcelona.